Some people say that we want to establish Sharia in the West, and they are marching up and down, chanting, shouting, we want to establish Sharia in the West. Their main discourse, in particular in front of media, is we want Sharia in the West. So this is one group. On the other side, on the other far, some people say we don't need Sharia in the West. They don't say that we don't need it because there is no background for it. There is not enough Muslims. The country is not a Muslim country. No, they said we don't want Sharia in the West. Full stop. What is the correct position? In order to understand all of these things, we need to have some background about Sharia. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، نحمده حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه ونثني عليه الخير كله، وأصلي وأسلم على سيد الخلق نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. Dear respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah Jalla wa Ala bestow His rahmah upon us all. May Allah Jalla wa Ala bestow and send His tranquility upon us all. May Allah Jalla wa Ala send His malaika to cover us all. Ameen. May Allah Jalla wa Ala guide us to that what is better in all of our matters. May Allah Jalla wa Ala guide us to say the truth and to follow the truth and to see the truth and to follow the truth. In the previous sessions, we discussed the role of the Muslim in this life and the role of the Muslim in the West. The role of the Muslim as an individual or the role of Muslims as a community in this life. And then the second section was talking about the role of the Muslim or the Muslims in the West. Then after that, or at the end of the second section, we spoke about establishing the deen of Allah Jalla wa Ala. And what does that mean? Establishing the deen of Allah Jalla wa Ala and what it entails. What does it mean? And normally when people talk about establishing the deen of Allah Jalla wa Ala on earth, they discuss establishing shari'ah in the West. They discuss establishing Sharia on earth in general, and because we are talking about Islam in the West or living Islam in the West, people discuss establishing Sharia in the West. In order to discuss this topic, let us discuss it in a very academic way, in an academic way. So let us give an overall view of Sharia, what Sharia is. And brothers and sisters, this understanding is very crucial for us as Muslims to understand the full picture and to be able to understand any conclusion that any group might come up with regarding this important topic. Because many people, or we hear different views. Some people say that we want to establish Sharia in the West. And they are marching up and down, chanting, shouting, we want to establish Sharia in the West. We want to, and there are, as you know, now groups that call for this. I don't want to mention any particular name, but you know the names. And their main discourse, in particular in front of media, is we want Sharia in the West. So this is one group. On the other side, on the other far, some people say we don't need Sharia in the West. We don't need it. And not only this, they don't say that we don't need it because there is no background for it. There is not enough framework. There is not enough Muslims. The country is not a Muslim country or something like this. No, they said we don't want Sharia in the West. Full stop. Sharia has so many flaws itself. Sharia has so many flaws. Sharia will not provide us anything. Moreover, some of them, they say that the law of the land is better for us. Not just we have to, we are bound by the law of the land and we have to abide or to be abide by the law of the land. No, they say it is better for us. And some of them have really said that the law of the land is better than Sharia. And I have heard this myself. Now, what is the correct position? In order to understand all of these things, we need to have some background about Sharia. And we need to go through that topic in a very systematic way, in a very structured way. Brothers and sisters, the first point that we need to discuss is to discuss the definition of Sharia. What does Sharia mean? What does it mean? And believe me, as Plato said, by the way, you know Plato? Yes. Yeah, the famous philosopher. How do you say it in Norwegian? Plato. Plato, okay. Platon. Yeah, Plato. Okay. Plato, Platon said that had the people defined what they differ on, they would have resolved so many of their differences. Yeah? And this is a very strange conclusion to come up with. Our scholars from all backgrounds in different disciplines, they always insist on the definition before proceeding in. If you open the book of Salah, the book of fiqh, any book of fiqh, Hanafi, Shafi'i, Maliki, Hanbali, you name it. When they discuss the first chapter, the chapter of what? At-Tahara. At-Tahara. The first point they mention is what? What? The definition of At-Tahara. What does it mean? When you proceed in studying, then Az-Zakah, comes. The first thing they study in the chapter of Az-Zakah is what is the definition of Az-Zakah. And the definition of Az-Zakah opens the doors to discuss the other details. Same thing in Aqidah. When they discuss the very basic element of Aqidah, At-Tawheed, the first point they say At-Tawheed is the definition of At-Tawheed. When they move to discuss Shirk, Ash-Shirk is the definition. So it is very important for you, brothers and sisters, young people, whenever you study, first study the definition. What does it mean? Define it. Otherwise, I will be speaking on this wavelength and you will be speaking on the other wavelength, and we will never match each other, meet each other, and then we will continue having arguments. Yeah? Like Plato said. So, what is Sharia? Sharia, brothers and sisters, simply means, or Sharia simply is Islam. Sharia is Islam. Sharia means Islam. That's it. So what is Islam? Islam, as we said before, is submission to the will of God. Submission to the will of our Creator, Allah Jalla wa Ala. Sharia is what? Submission to the will of God. Sharia is what? Submission to the will of God. Come on. People will say, come on, we disagree with this. Sharia is not the will of God. Sharia is not Islam. There are differences between Sharia and Islam. If they said so, we ask them a question. Who said so? Who said so? Yeah? The word Sharia, this terminology did not come in the Qur'an and Sunnah. It came in the Qur'an once, when Allah Jalla wa Ala says, ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَاكَ عَلَى شَرِيعَةٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْرِ فَاتَّبِعْهَا. We have put you on a shari'ah of the matter, means a tariq. We have put you on a path. Then follow that path. And here, Sharia in the Qur'an, yeah, Sharia in the Qur'an refers to Sharia in its, according to many, refers to Sharia in its linguistic meaning. Yes? Which is a path. Linguistically, Sharia means the path to sustenance, to the source of water, the source of life. And that's why they took the word Sharia to refer to what? To Islam, that Islam is the source of sustenance, is the source of life. As Islam is the source of, as Islam is water, the source of life for all living beings. Yes? وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. Yeah? We made every living being from water. Or we made from water every living being. So this is the meaning of Sharia linguistically. This is the meaning of, if you look at it, it matches the meaning and the reality of Islam. Okay? So, what about technically? What does it mean, Sharia? Technically, Sharia means Islam. Linguistically, it means the path to water. Yeah? And technically, it means Islam. Full stop. If someone were to argue, we say, what is your dalil for this? What is your proof for this? If a non-Muslim says, yeah, we are happy with Islam, but we are not happy with Sharia. Okay? Then we say, what is the difference? They say Sharia is cutting the hands of the thief, or cutting the hand of the thief. We said, who said so? Yeah? Who said so? No, this is Sharia law. This is your understanding. This is the way it has been used in the Western media. And unfortunately, some Muslims used it like this wrongly, and they have confirmed this misunderstanding about Sharia. And I will mention this point, I will elaborate on this point more, inshaAllah. Okay? So, if they say, no, we disagree, Sharia is different from Islam, we can say, okay, let us agree. Let us, just for the sake of argument, accept it. It is not anyway a big deal. Okay? And this is why we can say that Sharia has a general meaning and Sharia has a specific meaning. For some people, Sharia means something. And some scholars now use Sharia to refer to something specific within Islam. But originally speaking, when the scholars, the classical scholars, spoke about Sharia, they meant Islam. Some scholars, some classical scholars, differentiated between Aqidah and Sharia. And they say Aqidah is what? Creed. Yeah? Aqidah is what govern your beliefs regarding Allah, regarding the hereafter, regarding the unseen. So it is the set of beliefs. And they said Sharia is the set of practices. They had this differentiation. Okay, fair enough. But when they say that Sharia means this, they don't mean Sharia as it is portrayed now. Because they consider Salah as part of Sharia, fasting as part of Sharia, buying and selling is part of Sharia, and so on and so forth. But they consider Sharia as something different from Aqidah. Aqidah is what? Aqidah is the set of beliefs. And they say, or they support their view by saying that prophets have the same Aqidah. Prophets have the same Aqidah. But the shari'ah of the Prophet, and they refer to number of quotations and statements by some of the scholars of the early generation, or early generations, whereby they said the shari'ah of Anbiya are different. The shari'ah is the plural of Sharia, of Anbiya are different. So they say this means that Aqidah is the set of beliefs, Sharia is the set of practices mainly. So the set of practices we have as Muslims are different from the set of practices original, undistorted Christianity has. But the beliefs of all prophets, are the same. This is one way to look at the general meaning and the specific meaning. Recently, some scholars used Sharia, some people, not scholars, some people used to refer to Sharia as what? As the punishment system in Al-Islam. Yes? And this is a grave mistake. Because none of the scholars used Sharia to mean this, the punishment system in Al-Islam. No scholar have used it like this. There is no proof for it. There is no reference in the scholars, in the discourse and the books of the scholars to Sharia as this. That Sharia is what? Sharia is what? The punishment system or the penal code. You know penal code? Penal code, penal punishment. Yeah? No one referred to Sharia as the punishment system or the penal code. So if that is the case, then to refer to Sharia now as the West, as the Western media refers to Sharia, is wrong. You are confirming the misunderstanding they have. And you are confirming the stereotype understanding of the media, which is misleading, and it will lead to many problems. And it led to many problems. Yes? So, in conclusion, we say that Sharia is al-Islam. Maybe we can accept a general meaning and a specific meaning to say that Sharia is the set of practices, yeah, and Aqidah, the creed or faith, is the set of beliefs. But to limit Sharia to the set of punishments in al-Islam, that is wrong. To say that Sharia is equal to the law of punishment in al-Islam, that is wrong. Yeah? I hope that the point is clear. So here we had a question: is Sharia limited to the penal code? The answer is no, without a shadow of a doubt. And we have to be careful not to affirm or confirm this stereotype understanding or thinking that many Western media outlets are trying to promote. So the second point, the third point is, what are the key differences between the philosophy of Sharia and the other laws? Or you can say the other law, because the other law is what? Is what? Is a man-made law. The Sharia is the divine code. You know divine? Divine. Ilahi. Yeah? Belongs to Allah. Came from Allah. Divine code. The other law is what? Man-made law. What is the difference between both? There are, my dear respected brothers and sisters, fundamental differences between both. And those differences have to be understood carefully and have to be understood deeply, because they have so many benefits. And it will enable you to explain so many things about Islam. In fact, once you understand those fundamental differences, you will be able to explain anything in al-Islam. Okay? The first main difference is the way Sharia or Islam looks at this life, and the way any system looks at this life. As you know, that Sharia or Islam looks at this life as is one part only, and the second part is what? Life after death. No system, no other system looks at this life as just one part and there is another part. Some people say no. Some Christians did mention to me one time, they say, no, we believe in the hereafter. I said, yes, you believe in the hereafter, but your law now does not reflect that you believe in the hereafter, because your law said the hereafter is something between you and your Lord. We are not worried about it. It is not our main concern. We should not think about it. Can you see this point? Sisters, is it clear? When they say no, we believe, Christians I don't know about Jews whether they believe in the hereafter, because some people said that Jews, they do not believe in the hereafter. They don't believe in resurrection. Yeah? Some brothers who studied Judaism, he said they have another philosophy, but they don't believe that there is life after death. Yeah? That's why Allah Jalla wa Ala said, لَتَجِدَنَّهُمْ أَحْرَصَ النَّاسِ عَلَى حَيَاةٍ. طبعا here it is very important, brothers and sisters, to notice that and take this benefit or this understanding is a very useful understanding. Once we say Jews, and once we condemn what Jews do and what the Qur'an condemned what the Jews done, we are talking about what? Jews who are following of Judaism. We are not talking about Jews as a ethnicity or as a race. And that once you differentiate between both, you can explain yourself, and you can explain many verses in the Quran. And if you do not understand this difference, you will be accused of being anti-Semitism, or maybe you will be accused to be racist, or so on. So we have to differentiate between Jews as what? As the followers of Judaism, and Jews are what? As what? An ethnicity. Agree? Judaism, the original Judaism is Islam. We have no problem with it at all. The original one, the non-distorted one. And Musa alayhi salam is our prophet. We believe in him. لا نفرق بين أحد منهم, as Allah Jalla wa Ala said. When we believe in Muhammad, we have to believe in all other prophets. We do not say that this is a prophet and this is not a prophet. All of them are prophets. We follow all of them, because all of them came with one message, which is what? اعبدوا الله لا شريك له. So when we talk about Jews, we have to be careful. We are talking about Jews as the followers of distorted Judaism. It is not Jews who are the descendant of a specific race or a specific ethnicity. Okay? Let us make it clear. So when we talk about Islam and the non-Islam, we are talking about the divine code and what? Non-divine code. The non-divine code is what? The man-made law. All other codes in the world are man-made law. And one key difference between Islam and all other religions, laws, codes in the world is Islam is the only one that looks after both lives, this life and the hereafter. And the law of Islam is focusing on both. Other laws are just focusing on this dunya. Is it clear? So this is a fundamental difference. What does that mean? What does that lead to? Are you following this, yeah, brothers? Yeah, sisters? What does that lead to? It leads to a very important fact, which is when Islam legislates something, Islam is not putting in its consideration this dunya. Islam is putting in its consideration this dunya and the hereafter. And in some cases, Islam is putting in his consideration the hereafter more than this dunya. So maybe you might see something that does not make sense in this dunya, but once you understand that, oh, it might lead to a benefit in the hereafter, yes, then it does make sense. Yes, it does make sense. And we will give some examples. Moreover, once we talk about Islam is looking after this dunya as well as the hereafter, Islam is looking it in a way, Islam is looking at both of them in a way that does not create any contradiction between both. I hope that we understand this point. Brothers, we are talking about serious issues, very intellectual issues. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, but believe me, wallahi, they are very helpful in any debate or any discussion. You will lose any discussion or debate with non-Muslims if you do not understand and implement and recall these points. Yeah? It's not because I am mentioning them. It is because this is the nature of Islam. Yeah? Okay, so Islam is dealing with both this dunya and the hereafter in a way that you do not feel any contradiction between both. Sometimes your limited understanding as an individual might lead you to dislike something or to not to accept something because you are not looking at the hereafter. But once you look at the hereafter or the second life, it will make perfect sense. Okay, let us talk about the core issue of Al-Islam, which is what? Tawheed. Yes? And let us talk about freedom of expression or freedom of beliefs. Yeah? Freedom of religion. And we need to understand this carefully, brothers, sisters, because unfortunately there are so many Muslims living in the West. They believe in this freedom of religion and they criticize Islam for taking measures against those who apostate. Okay? Now, how to understand this subject? Yeah? Now, once we talk about Tawheed, what is the main benefit of Tawheed? What is the main benefit of Tawheed?
Get saved from fire.
Get saved from the hellfire. To go to Jannah. What is the main benefit of Islam? Is to go to Jannah and to be saved from the hellfire. Even if you are tortured in the hellfire for some time, eventually, because of your Tawheed and because of your Islam, you will come out. Yeah? And maybe by the grace of Allah Jalla wa Ala and the rahmah of Allah Jalla wa Ala, Allah Jalla wa Ala, because of your Tawheed, He will not put you in the fire of hell at all. And you know the very famous hadith of Al-Bitaqa, when at the day of resurrection, Allah Jalla wa Ala brought a person with so many sins, records of sins. And then he said, then out of the mercy of Allah Jalla wa Ala, Allah Jalla wa Ala said to him, there is another card on the other side of the scale. He said, Ya Allah, what does this card, just one, do with this pile of records? What is it going to do? He said, look, subhanallah, the hikmah of Allah, the wisdom of Allah. Allah Jalla wa Ala put that card that has La ilaha illallah in one side. And then what happened? Because that card has the name of Allah Jalla wa Ala, has the Tawheed of Allah Jalla wa Ala, the scale went in favor of that card against all these records of sins by the rahmah of Allah Jalla wa Ala. The man said in the beginning, Ya Allah, what is it going to do? And Allah Jalla wa Ala said, see, look. So the Tawheed of Allah Jalla wa Ala may save the person from the fire of hell, and may save him completely from the fire of hell, and he will not go to the fire of hell by the rahmah of Allah Jalla wa Ala. And we ask Allah Jalla wa Ala to bestow His rahmah upon us by La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. That's why, brothers and sisters, yeah, my advice to you, don't keep your mouth shut. Don't keep your lips shut. Always say La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. If you keep saying it, Allah Jalla wa Ala will help you to say it on your deathbed. And we have seen, I have seen, wallahi I have seen myself. Yeah, I witnessed this myself. And when I was in university, a friend of mine, he said to me, let us go and visit one of his relatives. He is on his deathbed. So I said, let us go. It is a good reminder for us. So we went. And when we went to this person, his wife was next to him, and he had a very bad cancer, very strong cancer. And wallahi, if you look at him, you will see that he is just a skeleton with skin over the skeleton. No flesh at all. He is dying. So his wife was next to him, and subhanallah, this shows how faithful the wife is for her husband. We came to him and we said, we started to talk a little bit, and he was able to talk. So they wanted me, because maybe I'm a practicing person, or yani someone, to just to maybe help him to say La ilaha illallah. Someone who knows something, maybe to help him to say La ilaha illallah. So I came and I started slowly to say La ilaha illallah, and to encourage him little bit to say La ilaha illallah. Wallahi, brothers and sisters, he did not say it. And he said, leave me alone, leave me alone. So I went away from him. And then his wife came to him, and she tried to persuade him. Abu Muhammad, say La ilaha illallah, say La ilaha illallah. He said, Ib'idi anni, go away from me. Don't make it difficult for me. Don't make it difficult. And he was even speaking loudly. He wallahi was able to speak. He managed to speak. Then, and he refused to say it. Wallahi, he never said it. As if it is coming from maybe from somewhere else. He could not. And then a friend of his came from Jordan. We were in Dammam in Saudi Arabia. Came from Jordan. And then when he came next to him, he said, Abu Muhammad, Abu Fulan, do you know me? Ah, yes. You are in Jordan. He said, yes. He said, why are you coming? He said, Abu Muhammad, I'm just coming to give you salam. I'm just coming to give you salam. He said, yes, yes, okay, thank you. Then that guy, he said to him, Abu Muhammad, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. Because of me, Abu Muhammad. Say it because of me. Wallahi, brothers, he managed to say La ilaha illallah once. Then his friend told him, Abu Muhammad, MashaAllah, MashaAllah, Rasulullah, say Muhammadan Rasulullah. You mentioned La ilaha illallah, say Muhammadan Rasulullah. Wallahi, he refused. Wallahi, he refused. And he said, leave me, you are like them. You are like them, pushing me, putting pressure on me. Leave me alone, leave me alone. And he continued like this. The day after tomorrow, he passed away. On the same situation. Allah Jalla wa Ala says in the Qur'an, يُثَبِّتُ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِالْقَوْلِ الثَّابِتِ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ. Allah Jalla wa Ala make them firm, those who believe. Yeah? Make them firm in the dunya and in the akhirah. Make them firm on al-qawl al-thabit. What is al-qawl al-thabit? The scholar said, La ilaha illallah. So on the deathbed, don't think that you have control over your self or your tongue or your mouth. If you never said this or did not get used to say it, you won't be able to say it on your deathbed. That's why I advise my brothers and sisters, whenever they keep quiet, not to keep quiet, to say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, to say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. And whenever they have time, okay, and sitting, waiting in the bus, for a bus or leaving by bus or using public transportation or so, and instead of just sitting like this, which happens with so many Muslims. I see it everywhere. Yeah? Say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. If you don't want to move your lips, which is the best, say it by your heart. But I advise you to say it by your heart and by your tongue, because Allah Jalla wa Ala likes it to be declared. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. We were saying that the main benefit of Islam is to what? Is to save people from the fire of hell. And by the way, those who accept Islam, we have a few of them here. If you are accepting Islam for any other reason, you need to rethink about this point. The main reason for Islam is not Islam is a nice religion, or is a religion of justice, or is it a good religion, or even the truth. Yeah? Think of the main purpose of Islam, which is what? That it is going to save you from the fire of hell. And therefore, Islam is not just an identity. Islam is a reality. It changes your life, because if you submit to the will of God and you testify that there is no God but Allah Jalla wa Ala and Muhammad is his final messenger, this will change your life upside down. Because now you consider Allah as your Lord. Lord means number of things. He is a source of everything, and he is what? He is the one to be worshipped, and he has rights over you. Brothers, sisters, I said what? He has rights over you. So this will change all of your life. So Islam is the only religion that looks after this dunya and the hereafter in a way that does not create any conflict between both of them. So when Islam legislates for the dunya, yes, it takes into consideration the akhirah. When Islam legislates for the akhirah, it looks after the dunya. You will never find a legislation that will lead to benefits in the akhirah, but it will lead to harm in this dunya. Let me say it again. You will never find any legislation that will benefit in the akhirah, but it will create harm on the dunya, in this life. Some people might say it might create some harm in this dunya, but this harm leads to bigger benefits in this dunya. Is it clear? Yes? And therefore, there is no contradiction between the dunya and the akhirah from an Islamic perspective. And this is the correct understanding of the fact that there is no contradiction between dunya and akhirah. Is it clear? So, Sharia, Islam, when it legislates, it looks at both. When it legislates, it looks at both. When it legislated Salah, Salah has benefits in the dunya and in the akhirah. When it legislates Zakah, Zakah has benefits in the dunya and in the akhirah. Yeah? Hijab has benefits in the dunya and the akhirah. Fasting has benefits in the dunya and the akhirah. Okay. Prohibition of riba has benefits in the dunya and the akhirah. Agree? What about hudud? Killing the murder. Does it have benefits in the dunya? Does it have benefit or benefits in the dunya? Killing the murder. The murderer. Killing the murderer. Does it have?
Yes.
Of course. Yeah? What about flogging the drunkards? It has benefits in the dunya and in the akhirah. Yes? Okay, what about stoning the adulterers and the adulteress? Does it have benefits in the dunya?
Yes.
Does it have benefits in the dunya?
Yes.
Yes.
Such as what?
It's actually
It what?
Prevents people from falling into this crime.
It prevents people from falling into this crime. Yes? But it is a bit harsh. Agree or not?
But the crime is also
but it's carried out. It's implemented in a place where people want it to be carried out in order to be in good terms with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So, this stoning adulterers, yeah, and adulterers, female and male, yeah, it has benefits in the dunya and more importantly benefits in the akhirah. In the dunya, it will what? Stop others from doing it. And it is a bit harsh. We agree that it is harsh. Yeah? From certain angles. From certain angles. But the crime is worse. Because a man, after getting married, to have a sexual relationship with another wife after having seen the beauty of marriage. Yes, this is a big crime. Moreover, look at this. One time I was explaining this. Someone said, but the urge for the sexual relationship is very strong. Yeah? So it is not fair because the urge is so strong. So the person can fall into it. I said, no, in fact, this is part of the wisdom. Because the urge is so strong. So if the punishment is easy, what will happen? Huh? It will be easy to do it. You can fall into it easily. Yes? But if the urge is so strong and the punishment is very strong, what will happen? Then the person will think twice. He will be afraid of it. Clear? And this is the wisdom. Why the punishment was what? Strong. Yeah? For males and females. Okay. Now, this penal code, we will come to it inshallah. In particular, this stoning punishment. Yeah? I will elaborate more on it, but we are coming to the end of this session, inshallah. The conclusion of this point is Sharia deals with both matters, dunya, with both lives, dunya and the akhirah. And you will never see anything that has been legislated, by Sharia that has benefits limited to the dunya. We might understand it that it is just only dunya, but in reality, once we look at it carefully, it will have benefits in the dunya and in the akhirah. We might think that there are benefits in the akhirah only, but if we look at it holistically, we will see that it has benefits in the dunya as well as in the akhirah. Okay, we'll stop here. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een.